Welcome to Fans of the Forge. I'm Chris. To my left we have...
You have Sean.
To my right we have...
Teresa.
And we are doing a wrap-up for Forge and Fire Season 7, Episode 6, the Boa Zande. Now, Teresa, why don't you get us right into the episode?
So we have Mike Pierce with 3 years full-time experience. Ben Jenin, 4 years part-time experience. Sawyer Hibber has 5 years part-time. And Justin Chenault, 14 years part-time, and he's journeyman.
Yeah, he had just gotten his journeyman stamp.
Cool.
Will's bringing back the dandy hat, or at least what I was calling the dandy hat.
Yeah, the hat that they had on, and the one guy, yeah. Will was wearing that same hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Ben is back. So sad that Jay Nielsen's not, but, hi, Ben.
Yeah, Ben's all right.
Yeah. And so round one is introduced bit by bit. Canister damascus made with 3 different sizes of drill bits. Signature blade style between 12 and 14 inches long, and must be acid etched by the end of round one. The bits are all rusty, and they're going to have to clean them out before they can do anything with them. So Justin goes for jackhammer and auger bits. Mike does a quench test to check for hardenable steel. Sawyer does a spark test to check for hardenable steel. Ben chooses to surround the bit steel with 1095 powder to ensure a hard edge. And he welds a tab onto the top of his rebar to note which side he wants to be the spine.
Oh, that's very smart.
Yeah.
So they all went with different routes to find ways to make sure that the edge of the blade will have hardenable steel on it. Doug notes that none of the smiths used whiteout in their canisters.
So they'll have to do a lot of grinding to get through that, to get to the hard metal.
Will makes some announcement and gets a thumbs up and notes that means, middle finger from the smiths.
Okay.
Is
Is that what it is?
So make an announcement going like that is like flipping someone off.
Is like the bladesmith version of flipping you off.
I think that's any version of flipping off. If you're like, all right, dude, thanks for that. I appreciate the announcement there.
I know when driving I wave at people that I would have otherwise flipped off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's good. It keeps you out of trouble.
I got this ring specifically for flipping.
All right.
In grinding, Ben finds a huge D-lam and he welds it shut. Mike grinds off a bit too much and is about a ½ inch under parameter.
Ooh.
Puts blade back into the forge to draw it out more, ends up breaking the blade in half.
Oh, it was brutal, too.
And decides to MIG weld it back together.
The thing was so hot, and he was just trying to hammer it to stretch it out, and then it just, cracked.
He had a half an hour left or something.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Sawyer quenches first, picks up a warp. Justin quenches second, it looks good. Ben quenches third, and it's not hard. Mike quenches with seconds left to acid etch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he just barely made it in there.
And then for testing, Justin has a beautiful profile, needs to lighten the blade. Sawyer has an extremely heavy knife with a slight warp, set up to be quite a chopper. Ben, the blade needs refinement. And Mike, way to go, Goldilocks. There's major problems with D-lams. And Mike gets the boot.
Oh.
All right, moving on to round 2. They have to attach handles using at least 2 different kinds of wood and 2 drill bits, either as mosaic pins or as sole mechanical connections. So, Justin, he sets up 2 grinders so that he can switch between them rather than switching out the attachments.
Which I had never seen anyone do before, but it makes sense if there's that round, there's only 3 guys left, but there's 4 grinders. If they don't say you can't touch it, why not?
Interesting they got to set season 7 before anyone did that.
Yeah.
Or at least mentioned it.
Right.
For Sawyer, his shirt catches fire for a little bit from some hot sparks.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Ben finds another D-lam near the handle as he's grinding, so he welds it up again. Justin has a bit of a battle with the metal bandsaw trying to cut through wood, but generally moving right along. And both Sawyer and Ben are having trouble lining their holes up. Big surprise. Both need to start over. Ben definitely so because he cracked one of the scales in half and ruined it with about 30 minutes left.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah. So on to the testing. Just cinder block chop, and Ben is all wrapped up.
Yep, he was wearing a short sleeve shirt, so now he's wearing like arm protection. They've got the neck.
Oh yeah, everything
stuff.
So for Justin, it's all in one piece. It held up well. For Sawyer, the blade broke on the 4th strike. So therefore, Ben has to survive 4 strikes, and it does. Judges had discussed if it would be safe enough to test, and Ben thought it would be. So kind of got lucky.
Ben Abbott thought it would be.
Yeah. Ben Abbott thought it would be safe to test. So contestant Ben got kind of lucky there. And now a word from our sponsors.
This video is sponsored by Forged, a Jason Knight Maker series.
What's that all about?
Oh, that is the new series by Jason Knight that is available through his website, where Jason gives you tips and tricks and lessons on how to make the elemental knife, in his words, the forged style knives that he likes to make. Forged to sharp, as he would say. It's a great video series that he's put together. Currently, you can purchase it on his website, and there's 6 videos to watch in the first 6 parts of the series. There's going to be exclusive content available on the site as well, coming soon. And if you want to purchase it, you can go to nightforgestudio.com to see where this is and purchase it.
Is there a promo code?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Hey.
If you go on this Nightforge Studio and use coupon code FOF15, FOF15, you can get $15 discounted from the price of this video series.
Nice.
So go on there. If you really want to check out these videos, listen, we have the views on the other video that we did with Jason Knight to kind of prove that
we know you like them.
People like watching Jason Knight work. This video series is all about Jason Knight doing his work and making some badass knives.
Learn from a master smith.
Exactly. It's really, if you think about it, you're learning these lessons from a master smith. It's a bargain.
Yeah.
So check out the video series, and don't forget to use the promo code FOF15 to save $15 on your purchase of the Forge Jason Knight Maker Series videos.
Be a maker. Go check it out.
And we are back. So, because Sawyer had his blade broke, he was out, and it was now down to the last 2 guys to make the Boa Zande from Central Africa, and it was used by the tribes of the Congo. The short sword used to wage war. It was also a ritual item and a status symbol. They needed to have the length from guard to tip be 19 to 21 inches, and the belly must be at least 2 3/4 inches wide with a 4 to 5 inch ricasso that is pierced. So it has to have a hole going through the blade in that part. It has to also be double-edged and have a traditional hourglass handle. So it's very specific design for this type of weapon. It's pretty cool looking too. For Ben, on day 1, he was forging out the rough shape of his blade. On day 2, he was putting the piercings into the ricasso and quenching. And then on day 3, he used his rotary tool to apply a pinstripe design. Then he finds what looks like a crack, but it just turns out to be on the surface of the blade.
You got lucky there. That's good.
Of course, they have a commercial break.
All right.
It's like, what's this? It's a crack.
And then
it's okay.
I'm good. And the pinstripe design was actually kind of neat. So he had done a lot of metal work in the past, like auto work and stuff. So he put pinstripes on, like auto pinstripes on.
That's cool.
It was cool looking. For Justin, on day 1, he decides to go with flashy with some damascus, but he overestimated how much steel he would need, and he did not get as far as to have the full shape of the blade completed. On day 2, he cut in a ladder pattern and then completed his blade shape, and he pieced the ricasso in a milling machine, and then drifted the rest of the piercing. For day 4, he was working on the handle and the fittings and making sure it was a lightweight blade. They come back to the forge for the keel test. It's a pig carcass chop. And for Ben, he cuts the pig in half and has a very aggressive point with the razor sharp edge. It will keel. For Justin, it did not cut the pig in half. It thrusts easily and creates a large wound channel. It was lighter than the competitors. It will still kill. So the strength test is then a shield smash. I believe that was David Baker that was doing that one. And for Ben, his was a bit hefty. The corners of the guard were a little bit sharp, but the blade holds up well. And for Justin, the tip is 100%. 100% what?
Still there.
Oh, that's good. Okay. The handle is comfortable, and the blade also held up well.
Keep it 100.
For the sharpness test, it was the African tapestry slice. For Ben's, it was like a hot knife through butter or like cutting air. It will cut. For Justin, it was vertical and diagonal cuts, very nice. The horizontal cut in a nice clean line. It will cut. So, of the two of them, Justin is the winner. It was an extremely tight race, and it came down to the weight and sharp guard corners.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to Justin and all the guys that competed on that episode, including Mike Pierce at Pierce Knives, Ben Jenin, Sawyer Hibbard at Sawyer Hibbard, and Justin Chenault at Justin Chenault Custom Knives.
Cool.
So that's it for the episode. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff.
All the places.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.